Oh, you thought I was joking? No, no, no. Go get that pen and paper. You need to write these 3 things down. Voting by mail is something everybody's discussing because 1, we have a pretty important election coming up, and 2, everybody wants an option to vote safely in November. So I'm going to tell you how to vote by mail and 3 things you need to do to make sure your ballot counts. And stick to the end because I'm going to answer a very, very important question that a lot of people are talking about. Hola mi gente, I am Silvia from Tono Latino, and my passion is to inform thousands of people about politics and give them actionable things they can do to get more involved with democracy. If you want useful and actionable information related to politics, subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell so you get notified every week when I upload a new video. Even before the pandemic hit, voting by mail was already on the rise here in the United States. But for this November, it is imperative that we give people an option to vote safely in November. And they can definitely do that if they vote by mail. A recent poll by the Pew Research Center found that 70% of Americans believe that if somebody wants to vote by mail, they should definitely be allowed to do so. Let's get down to the reason why you're here. I don't want to make 50 different videos on how to vote by mail in every state, but in this video, I can definitely tell you the 3 things you need to do, no matter where you are, to make sure your ballot counts in November. There are 5 states where everybody who is registered will receive a ballot to vote by mail. So make sure you're registered if you live in Colorado, Hawaii, Oregon, Utah, or Washington. There are 29 additional states where you can request an absentee ballot and you do not need any excuse to do so. And then there's another 16 states where you can request an absentee ballot, but you need an excuse, and that excuse is going to vary state by state. Comment below and tell me, 1, if you're registered, and 2, if you're planning to vote by mail in November. No matter where you live, if you're going to vote by mail because you're in one of those 5 states where everybody who's registered votes by mail, or you're in one of the 29 states where you don't need an excuse to request an absentee ballot, or you're in one of the 16 states where you need an excuse and you have one to request an absentee ballot, no matter where you are, I need you to go get a pen and paper so you write down the 3 things you need to do to make sure your ballot counts. Okay, I'm going to wait for you to go get that pen and paper. Yeah. Number 1, you must register to vote. So please, 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 please make sure you're registered. And you have to request that absentee ballot unless your state is already automatically mailing it to you. Things are going to change state by state, so check out the links underneath this video where it'll give you all the information depending on where you live. Number 2, this is super important. You need to make sure your signature on your voter registration matches the one on your ballot. Otherwise, they can throw that ballot away and you wasted all your time. So if you're unsure how you register to vote and what your signature looked like, or maybe you've tweaked it in the last couple years, it's a good idea to update your signature. So use the links underneath this video to make sure you know how to do that, or just Google update my voter signature on Google and you're good to go. Number 3, you registered, you requested your absentee ballot, you made sure your signatures match, and then you mailed your ballot and it arrived already too late, so your ballot was thrown in the trash. Turns out that earlier this year in the Florida March primaries, they threw away 18,500 ballots that arrived after the deadline. So the last thing you need to do is make sure you know exactly where to drop off your ballot and when the deadline is. Those are the 3 things. Register and request your absentee ballot, register your signature, make sure you know exactly when you need to drop it off. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about is the rumor that voting by mail causes voter fraud. And that is absolutely false. So the CEO of the National Vote at Home Institute and the director of the MIT Elections Data and Science Lab say that the rate of voter fraud in mail-in ballots is 0.00006%. So I think we're good there. So if you're registered, you know your signature matches, you know when you have to turn in your ballot, then one more thing you can do if you're feeling eager to get in some action, check out this video on how to write letters to voters in key states to encourage them to participate in the election. If you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the bell so you get notified every week when I upload a new video. That's going to tell the YouTube algorithm that this is useful and it's going to show it to more people. Nos vemos la semana entrante. See you next week. Un abrazo. Ciao.